dates, and that was specific to Senate Bill 455. And I just wanted to read a reply from Peter Barstad with the Kansas Corporation Commission. It says, as part of the report, we would need to use the data from the Energy Information Administration, or the EIA. They typically do not publish the final data for the prior year until October, such as 2024 would not be available until October of 2024. So due to that lag, we would not be able to provide all the information requested by the bill if we were to change the report information based on the fiscal year rather than the calendar year. And then I also got a letter from Lynn Reitz, also with KCC, and it essentially said a little bit different wording, but said exactly the same thing. So that gave definition as far as why the date is what it is. And so if there's any questions on that one. Okay. And then on the other one, the right-of-way bill 2806, the concern with the meaning of reasonable cost. And I don't know if Nick wants to jump into it. We've got some answers that came to us. Would you like to make any comments, or I'm not pushing you back against the corner there? So. Okay. The question came up concerning reasonable cost. Specifically, it was on page 2, line 39. And it was determined the wording is correct and allows for civil case proceedings if needed. And apparently it shows up in many statutes. So when we get into it, I think we were okay with that definition. Marcy, would you like to make a comment on that?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I appreciate also the time to check in with my county and understand a little bit more about this bill. It relates to counties, so that would include all the cities within those counties. They would have to follow these same rules. But my understanding is that these are less restrictive than the requirements for right-of-way for municipalities, which may be the reason that they're not combined into one. And I think I also got to read the testimony from the Kansas Association of Counties, and their question was really, why aren't these just the same rules? But I think what we're learning is the rules may be more restrictive within a municipality and may need to be. So thank you very much for the time to look into this a little more.
So with that said, I think that clears up all of the questions or concerns. If not, I would like to hear any comments back. So is there any further negotiating or comments or that you would like to do on any of the bills that we covered?
Mr. Chairman, I think we're okay on this side.
Okay. Team, are you in agreement on everything? Okay, we're good on this side. So, Nick, any questions from your perspective putting this together? Okay. Yeah, if you would, please.
So just real fast, committee, what I've got as the agreement between the House and the Senate committees with regard to House Bill 2527, the House is agreeing to all the Senate amendments to House Bill 2527. And then in addition, the two sides have agreed to insert the contents of Senate Bill 455 into House Bill 2527. As part of that, the Senate is agreeing to the House amendments on that bill. And then also 2588 will be inserted into House Bill 2527, and the House is agreeing to the Senate amendments on that bill. That creates two conference shells in this conference committee, Senate Bill 455 and 2588. So for Senate Bill 455, the agreement is to insert the contents of Senate Bill 457 and to add the word generation back into that bill based on the House request. Lastly, House Bill 2588, the agreement is to use that to insert the contents of House Bill 2806, the right-of-way bill, and then based on the House's amendments and no changes on that bill.
To my friends on the Senate side, do you agree with what was just stated?
Yes.
All right, we're good with it too. With that, yes, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, just to double check, the 2806, that, we're good to go. Thank you again from what Senator Francisco said, giving us time to do that. So that was a good thing to do. Also, before we gavel out too, I want to thank you because working together, it's been a privilege. The presentations working together, the hearings. So I just want to say, Mr. Chairman, you and your committees is a thank you. So.
And it's a mutual respect there. I appreciate everybody over there. And I do appreciate the questions that Marcy's brought up. I've sit in another committee with her and I always appreciate it. So makes you stop and think at times. So good working with you, Mr. Peterson. So anyway, with that, I think we are adjourned, right? Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are adjourned.